To begin our Sunrise Smart Start anew this morning, a rollover crash in the city overnight has ended with one arrest.
I want to show you some new video we have from that scene on Emerson Street near Dewey Avenue as an SUV flipped on its side after running into another car that was parked on the street just after 11. No injuries reported. RPD tells us the driver, 29 years old, was taken into custody, that for DWI.
Sean Diddy Combs faces federal charges in New York. Details of these charges have not yet been announced, but the hip-hop mogul has faced a stream of allegations by women in recent months. They all accuse him of sexual assault. Now, the U.S. Attorney in Manhattan, Damian Williams, says federal agents arrested Combs, and they are expected to unseal the indictment sometime later this morning. Combs' lawyer, meanwhile, issued a statement saying, quote, "We are disappointed with the decision to pursue what we believe is an unjust prosecution of Mr. Combs by the U.S. Attorney's Office," end quote. Further adding that Combs has gone to New York last week. He was already there, anticipating these charges would be brought. He was arrested in a Manhattan hotel lobby and is in federal custody. The initial investigation of the 58-year-old was revealed when Homeland Security agents served simultaneous search warrants and raided Combs' mansions in both Los Angeles and Miami on March 25th.
A player on this Rochester football team who was there when a coach was shot during their game in Buffalo Sunday is recalling what happened on the field during that terrifying moment. 11-year-old Nyan Mundy plays for the Flower City Panthers and tells us this game started out just like any other, but the focus immediately shifted to a focus on survival when police say a man showed up at the game with a gun and fired it at a 31-year-old coach from Rochester who was hit twice.
What was going through your mind?
Run. Complete, run. Before, he could, shoot, run.
Police say before the gunfire, the suspect, 29-year-old Rashawn Mallory, forced a woman into a car at gunpoint and made her drive to the field.
And the allegation is that he ordered him to give up his chain. There was some verbal interaction that occurred between both. The information was provided to us that the suspect attempted to fire his gun, and it's believed that it misfired. The victim turned around to walk away, and at that point, the suspect was successfully able to fire multiple rounds from his handgun.
Now, the coach, Rel Lawhorn, who was shot, we're told, is recovering and doing okay, all things considered. The suspect was arraigned Monday on a list of charges, including second-degree attempted murder. He's back in court Friday morning in Buffalo.
Well, just in this morning, the Monroe County Sheriff's Office needs your help as they're trying to locate Zabriah Highland.
She was last seen in Penfield near Empire Boulevard and Smith Road. We're told Zabriah got in an Uber and was wearing a black sweatshirt, gray leggings, and may also have a floral backpack with her. Deputies are also looking for two other young people, 21-year-old Evan Yearwood and 14-year-old Dylan Barney, last seen leaving the Y on Jefferson Road in Pittsford Monday afternoon. Barney was wearing a black shirt with dark shorts and black Crocs. Yearwood was wearing a black shirt as well, but had on gray shorts and white sneakers. Again, there are their photos. Both are residents of the Villa of Hope here in Rochester.
Well, 58-year-old Ryan Wesley Routh appeared in court Monday. He's the man who faces now federal charges, weapons charges, connected to Sunday's apparent assassination attempt of former President Donald Trump at his West Palm Beach golf course. Authorities have said they suspected that the gunman, that he did not fire any shots, never had Trump in his line of sight, but Trump was also unharmed. This second attempt on his life, though, has raised some concerns about the Republican presidential nominee's level of security.
Meantime, New York's congressional delegation is reacting to what happened, with lawmakers calling for an end to political violence. New York Senator Kirsten Gillibrand released a statement saying, "I'm grateful former President Trump is safe and thankful to the Secret Service and law enforcement for responding swiftly." Going on to say political violence has no place in our country. New York Republican Congressman Nick Langworthy is calling on President Biden to increase Trump's security to mirror that of what a sitting president would have. The president did speak with Trump on the phone, expressing his relief the former president is safe. And according to the White House, that was a cordial conversation. Trump, in a statement from his campaign, says, quote, "We had a very nice call. It was about Secret Service protection."
News 8, your local local election headquarters and out on the campaign trail today. Trump is expected to head to Flint, Michigan for an evening rally. Monday, Vice President Kamala Harris met with the Teamsters president and a panel of union members. Now, the Teamsters has more than 1.3 million members, but they've not yet endorsed any presidential candidate. Today is National Voter Registration Day. Just another good day to remind you to register if you haven't done so already, or if you've moved recently and forgot to. With less than 50 days until the election, the Monroe County Board of Elections wants to make sure you're all set to cast a ballot. You can register, double check everything at the Rochester Educational Opportunity Center from 10 to 1 today. That's off Chestnut Street, or stop by the Susan B. Anthony House and Museum on Madison Street from 2 to 5. There will also be several registration drives at universities. The general election registration deadline is October 26th. You can register at DMV branches, fill out forms, send it in, many options. If you also want to apply for an absentee ballot, the last day to do that is October 26th. We have new research about the FDA that shows many tattoo inks actually contained potentially dangerous bacteria, even the ones that were marked as sterile. Ron Spitzer heard about this, spoke with a local tattoo artist to see where she sources her ink from. Ron is here in studio with that story, new this morning. Ron.
Yeah, guys, the FDA tested 75 inks from 14 different manufacturers, which they didn't name. They found 35% of the inks tested were contaminated with bacteria. Half of the tested inks were labeled as sterile, but they say that designation didn't matter when it came to finding contamination. Yana Forrest is a local tattoo artist. She's been tattooing for over 11 years. She generally buys her ink from reputable wholesalers online. Yana says she's never had an issue, but always works in a sterile environment. She wears proper protective gear like gloves and a face mask. I paid her to fill in my tattoo, and she explained everything she was going to do and made sure to show me the brand new needles she was about to use. Yana says she looks for the lot number and the date it was made on the bottle, which traces back to the manufacturer.
I gained like a lot of trust with my clients, and I want them to know that when they come here, they're going to get the great ink, a great tattoo, and great customer service. And you know, in order for me to do that, I need the ink to be on point.
Dr. Beth Lertzman, an attending dermatologist with Rochester Regional Health, tells me while at the tattoo shop, you should make sure the needle is new, the place is clean, the artist is wearing protective gear, they clean the area with an antiseptic, and ask if they're using sterile water. And of course, see your doctor if you think something is off. Guys, back to you.
All right, thank you, Ron. Looking ahead tonight, the Rochester Red Wings are hosting their annual Pride Night, celebrating the LGBTQ+ community. This was a rescheduled game from earlier this summer. Gates at 5. First pitch 6:05. If you show up early, the first 1,000 people going through the gates get an exclusive Pride Night jersey, and then stick around after the game for fireworks as it is winding down here, the final homestand of the regular season with the Wings taking on the Iowa Cubs. Sunrise traffic before your weather at 6:55, crashing grease at Vintage Lane and 390 reported just within the last 10 minutes or so. And then a couple of slowdowns on 490 you see there coming into downtown. No accident, just maybe some of that volume starting to pick up there a bit here this Tuesday. Just about at our sunrise time, 2 minutes past that.
Yep.
And I think it's going to be another great day for us, James.
For sure, yeah. We had some clouds out there, but that made for actually a beautiful sunrise. And you see that icon, mostly cloudy. Yes, those clouds will be around, but they're pretty thin clouds and not capable to produce any rain. Still above average. We'll go upper 70s to near 80 for you today. And then let's enjoy another couple of nice days. We'll pull temperatures down a bit tomorrow with more cloud coverage here and there, but you clear skies right back out. And looks like a great weekend. This is it. Last couple of days of summer.
I love officially fall, and that second Bills home game will be warmer than it was for the first one. Right. This is wild, even at night. Enjoy your day, everybody. We'll see you back here in 30.
Have a great one.
Follow News 8 wherever you are on RochesterFirst.com, Facebook, X, and on our app for news and weather.